US threat then to escalate tariffs on China is a mistake on top of a mistake and once again exposes the blackmailing nature of the US. China will never accept this. China will fight to the end. Now, that is the statement from the country's Commerce Ministry as the country threatened to take further countermeasures against the United States to safeguard its own interests. Hints then that rather than backing down amid Trump's threat to impose those additional 50% tariffs on Chinese imports, China could dig in and increase further its retaliatory tariffs on the US. Well, let's hear first of all the announcement itself.
The so-called reciprocal tariffs imposed by the US on China are groundless and a typical unilateral bullying practice. The United States' threat to escalate tariffs on China is a mistake on top of a mistake and exposes again the blackmailing nature of the US. China will never accept it. If the United States insists on its own way, China will fight to the end.
Well, let's have the reaction then from Beijing. Earlier we spoke to a correspondent, Yenna Lee.
The Ministry of Commerce this morning actually said in a statement that these threats, I quote, add insult to injury once again, exposing the blackmailing nature of the US, which China will never accept. If the US refuses to change course, China will not flinch and will respond in kind, end quote. Now, this is some of the toughest language we've seen yet since Donald Trump's return to the White House. Until now, Beijing had actually shown a rather measured response when Trump announced the first 10% tariffs on China, then the additional 10%. The Chinese side would just reiterate its stance that trade wars aren't good for anyone, protectionism is bad. Their retaliatory measures at the time were targeted, and it really showed that they were willing to negotiate, but that they do have an arsenal up their sleeves too. Now, though, the situation is escalating. Just how much is Beijing willing to take and how much they're willing to fight back without jeopardizing their own economy? It's a fine balance leaders here will have to try and strike.